Sweet dreams are made of this. Who am I to disagree? Travel the world and the 7 seas. Everybody's looking for something. Sweet dreams are made of these. Who am I to disagree? Travel the world and the 7 seas. Everybody's looking for something.
Hey y'all, welcome back to the weekend recap. This is your freak with his wife. I wish it was to be referred to as, but anyway.
DarkenFreaky. I mean, DarkenLovely. Sort of.
Yeah, you're that.
I'm DarkenLovely.
Yeah, that too. Anyway, so about our weekend. I'm gonna go ahead and go first since this is our first time on the weekend recap. So did not do a whole lot over the weekend other than kind of rest and relax. Boyfriend / fiance was able to come home early, so I cooked up a bunch of chicken, vignettes and all that, and we kind of chowed down because we had a surplus on that. On Sunday, they treated us to the movie Suicide Squad, which I personally thought was a good movie.
I thought it was a good movie. I mean, if you're looking for something that's cerebrally impactful, this is probably not the movie for you. And I'm a much bigger Marvel fan than I am a DC fan, so I'm not as familiar with the characters. So, you know,
with the exception of Harley Quinn.
Well, yeah, Harley Quinn. Harley Quinn is my idol. Harley Quinn, Betty Page, and Mae West are my idols. They are the women that I think are amazing for their time period, for who they were, and you know, a lot of their characteristics. I just think they were wonderful women. And so even with Harley's mental instability, I still think that she's just an amazing person, and her outlook on things. Her outlook is probably that way because she is crazy, but still, those are some of my idols. So I went to the movie solely on the Harley Quinn thing. I wanted to see Harley. I wanted her to see her do what she does. So I was pleasantly pleased. There were other performances in the movie that I was also very happy with. I thought Will Smith played his character very well. I was really impressed with Viola Davis and her portrayal of Amanda Waller, who Amanda Waller has a certain amount of respect for me just because she's that bitch.
Yeah. Not the one to fuck with.
She is not the one to fuck with. She is amazing. If information is power, that woman rules the world. I just gotta say. She, you know, and the fact that she does what needs to be done regardless of how heinous it is. Alan says that she's a good guy that does bad things. I think that she's a bad guy I think she's a patriot beyond a shadow of a doubt, which is a good thing. But I do not see her as a good guy at all. She is definitely a villain who just is a villain for the best possible reasons. Does that make sense?
It does, but I think a lot of that's because you don't know of her story.
Maybe not. I don't know. Like I said, I'm not a DC fan.
She's definitely a good guy. She does some fucked up shit in the name of good, but she is a good guy. Her intentions are the best, even if she goes about them.
I think that you could say that about any villain, really.
Dude. No, you can't say that about any
Well,
villain.
not any villain, but a lot of villains. I think a lot of our biggest villains, the road to hell is paved with good intentions. You start out wanting to do something to create a benefit of somehow.
Yeah.
And it gets skewed. It gets augmented.
The difference for her, in my opinion, has more to do with, it's not that she got led down the path of good intentions and did bad stuff. She fully understands that the decisions she makes lead to hell. She's just not concerned with that because her doing what she's going to do means everybody else gets to go to heaven. She's making a sacrifice.
I get that. I don't think Amanda Waller is sacrificing shit. I don't think she's sacrificing anything. I think she's like, you're all a bunch of pussies. We have to break some eggs to make an omelet. I'm willing to break all of the eggs, whether we need them for the omelet or not. That's who I think Amanda Waller is. And I could be wrong.
That's partially true.
I could be wrong, but, you know.
That's neither here nor there. Point is, we heard
I think Amanda Waller is a sociopath.
a lot of bad reviews.
Yeah. Our
And while
son
I don't think it is the best DC movie,
It is not.
It is by far not the worst either. I think it was a very good opening film for Suicide Squad. I think that the franchise has lots of room to grow. I think that it was a great introduction, especially for people who knew nothing about Suicide Squad or the members of it.
Right.
And so they've got a lot of room to explore, and I think
There-
people should give it a chance.
Right. There were some, there were some characters that I would have liked them to have rounded them out more. They just seemed kind of plunked in just to round out the group, but they didn't give us enough about the person to actually be vested in them. But that's okay, because I was already vested in Harley, so I went to see it for Harley. But they drew me in. What was his name? The guy that was RoboCop and
Rick Flag.
Rick Flag. Rick Flag, I didn't expect to care about his character at all. I didn't know who he was or had never heard of him or anything. But the movie drew me in and I became interested in his character. I had never heard of Deadshot before. Never. So that was awesome. And Will Smith's portrayal of him was amazing. I was entertained by the movie, and that's ultimately why you go to the movie. You go to be entertained. If I wanted to have if I wanted to think and be immersed in a movie, I would have gone to see a thriller, a psychological thriller. But I went to see explosions and fights and witty banter, and I got that.
In spades.
In spades. And I even cried a little bit.
Yeah, that's another issue.
Yeah.
So
now this is all without giving any spoilers. I'm trying not to give spoilers.
That's why I'm about to move on.
I'm spoiler free. Are we spoiler free still?
Oh yeah, let's
Okay.
free. But I'll make sure to do.
And there was a share of crappy one-liners that didn't quite hit the mark, and some of the actors were not by far the best actors. Their timing was a little off and things like that. If I'm going to be a movie critic, yes, there was some of that in there. But overall, I enjoyed the movie. I left there feeling, like I hadn't wasted my money.
Yeah.
My sons do not feel that way at all. They have practically disowned me from movie watching. They no longer have confidence in any of they have offered a vote of no confidence on Facebook publicly to my movie choices, but I don't care. I liked it.
So after the movie, it was Chipotle time.
Chipotle, niggas.
Popeyes for me. Everybody else got Chipotle.
Chipotle is my life.
And that was right on time.
That was
actually.
so right on time. That's a notification.
That was
One of my
my
friends
wife's
sent
phone.
me a text message. That's his notification. It's kind of funny. I'm gonna have to let him know that he came in right on time.
So didn't do much of anything else,
We
actually.
didn't do anything else.
I
This was
haven't even
incredibly
played
lazy
Rainbow
weekend.
Six a whole lot. I mean, I've played, but it's been mostly Terrorist Hunt. Actually, I guess I better get on the stick and actually get some multiplayer in there for my feed. But that's pretty much it. What else did you do?
I'm a gamer too, and I play a computer game called Second Life, which is actually, calling it a game is kind of a minimalizing what it really is. It's basically a very interactive chat world. If you know anything about Sims Online, it's like Sims Online times 10. It's very interactive, it's very immersive. You can quite easily get very lost in it, which I often do for hours at a time. But I have a home on there, and my avatar was forced to relocate because my landowner left the game, and so he transferred all his holdings to another land holding company, and they asked to move because they're redoing a lot of the land parcels and stuff. So they asked if I was, if I'd be willing to move to a different parcel, which I was able to find, a larger land with more space for less money. So I moved, and I have been landscaping and terraforming and all kinds of things. I put out a new house, a house that I hadn't used before, and then I called all my friends who usually help me landscape. No one was available, and I was tired of my land looking barren and forlorn. So I did it myself, and I'm very proud of it. It took a little bit of time, and but I was able to get it together the way that I want, at least partially. I have a few more things to do, but I have someone who is going to help me with that. And so that's what I've been doing all weekend. I attended a wedding on the game. A friend of mine got married, so I went to her wedding. I had to work. I work as a club manager, so I had to go in and make sure everything was okay there. And I spent several hours. We had a couple of really big events that were really good. So I had to be there for that. And it's called Second Life for a reason, because it's like a whole other life.
Excuse me, there is a message for you.
I really shouldn't do that. So it stops doing that. But yeah, that has been what I did this weekend.
So, looking forward, this weekend.
Oh, and I got a job. Because I didn't have a job in real life. I had more work in Second Life than I did in real life. So I got a part-time job. It's very part-time. It's just, it's not a whole lot, but it's, I'm glad. I'm looking forward to it. It's very part-time, but it gets me out of the house and has me continuing to use my skills.
So moving forward, we have a party that we're going to on Saturday, on the 13th. It is for the Kitty Den and Vicious Rumors. The party is a swing-friendly, poly-friendly, BDSM-friendly kind of deal. It'll be in Gaithersburg, Maryland. Again, check the link that will be in our video description for info on that if you wish to be involved. And then the week after that, we have
our party, our back to school party, which we like to do every year. So our annual Voluptuous Cafe's annual back to school party happens on August 20th. The link will be below, and we always encourage dress up, because we like to dress up. And
Dress
it's
Up is Fun.
Dress up is
Or
fun.
funny.
Sometimes it's more funny than fun, but so put on your little Catholic schoolgirl uniforms and your football captain uniforms, your cheerleader uniforms, whatever. Come on out and have some good food, some good fun. We always bring the PlayStation, so there's that to play. We have music going, we have food, and then there's always kinds of naughty fun too.
For those who are so inclined.
For those who are so inclined.
Yeah, so with that, I think we've actually changed how people apply for our events. and that, you know, you have the video calls now, and we will interview you on a video call instead of forums and so forth. You know, times are moving ahead, and there's not much reason not to connect with people more personally. So that's what we're doing. But don't mean to keep you guys too much longer.
Yeah, we've talked a long time. I'm chatty.
So
I extended you everything. Sorry.
So until next time, next week, we will see you later.
See you later. Bye.
If I tell you now, will you keep on loving me? If I tell you how I feel, would you keep on bringing out the best in me? You give me the sweetest taboo. You give me the sweetest taboo. Too good for me. There's a quiet storm, and I never felt this way before. There's a quiet storm, that is you. There's a quiet storm, and I never felt this hot before. Giving me something that's taboo. Sometimes I think you're just too good for me. You give me the sweetest taboo. That's why I am in love with you. You give me the sweetest taboo. Sometimes I think you're just too good for me.